Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Tyler, House of Cards TCG, and today I'm bringing you a insane deck that I absolutely love playing. Super excited to show you this profile. It is, of course, Adamancipator Prank Kids. So, I played with this past weekend in my locals. I've made some changes, and I hope you enjoy what I like to think is a very competitive and with the combo tutorial, show you how you're going to inboard break boards. It's really fun to play. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The milling is just so adrenaline pumping, right? But hey, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. We are asking to please make sure to subscribe. We are less than 100 away from 1,000, which is going to be a big deal. We have a heavy jungle pack we're going to open up. We have some more stuff on the Yu-Gi-Oh end. We got new series coming, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's roll the intro and jump into the Adamancipator Prank Kids deck profile for March 2021. Let's go.
House of Cards. TCG.
Okay guys, jumping right in. Of course, the first thing that we're gonna run is you gotta have the 3 analyzer, you have the 3 researcher, and then you have the 3 seeker. So you obviously have to max out on these. These are really nice. Of course, let's just talk about their effects a little bit because it does come up. Adamancipator Analyzer, you can only special summon if only your opponent controls a monster. So if you went turn 1, you set board, and then pass, and then they set a card, you don't get to special summon it. So a lot of times, if I open these guys up, I'll normal summon my Analyzer, special summon either Researcher or Seeker, because Researcher is the easiest to get out. It just requires a rock monster, and then the Seeker requires an Adamancipator, which is also easy to get out. Keep in mind, all 3 of these guys are tuners. So you got a level 2 tuner, level 2, and a level 4. Definitely comes up in the synchro deck. So next up, we run the 3 supplier. So what supplier does is if you special summon it, let me double check that. Yeah, so it can search you a guardian. The other effect of this is if you draw this and you have it in your hand, as soon as you link off or a rock monster is sent to grave, you can special summon this from your hand. That does come up in chain blocking especially. So speaking of the absolute one of the MVPs of the deck, you have to run the triple guardian. So guardian just protects you from hand traps. It really does play very well. Even if you have that on your board and pass, it's just another interruption for your opponent. I'll show you how I really used guardian. I abused guardian. I mean, the guy is just clutch, especially if they set up their board. Let's say, for example, Calamity's board, and then they don't activate Calamities on standby. You summon out Guardian, Calamities activates effect, and then chain Guardian. Bye bye Calamities. So yeah, it's just Guardian's just a sick card. I don't even mind drawing it, to be honest with you. We run the 3 Doki Doki common version because my supers are still lost in the mail somewhere because the mail is so great right now. So we got the 3 Doki Doki. I know a lot of people play it at 2. I like it at 3. I want to see it because Doki, if I don't see a Guardian in my opening hand, I got to make a Herald to protect me from Nibiru or hand traps. So Doki, I want to see. Honestly, I don't mind drawing Doki, to be real with you. So if I can summon Doki, special summon a Researcher, and just go from there. And then Doki also, his effect is you can discard 1 rock and special summon another rock with the same level. So if I need to get the Analyzer is probably the hardest Adamancipator to summon in this deck. So if I need an Analyzer, this deck is full of level 4s. Activate Doki's effect, discard a level 4 rock in my hand, whether it be a Guardian, Supplier, or a Dragite, which I'm about to show you, or Prank Kids. And then special summon Analyzer, activate Analyzer's effect, keep milling, keep extending. So Doki, I like it at 3. I want to see it. I play the 1 Dragite here. You would not be surprised how often the draw really benefits me. So if this is special summon off of an Adamancipator, then you get to draw a card. Really does come in clutch a lot of times for me. And also, him being a water, I also play the extra deck monster, which is the Dragite in the extra deck Synchro. So having him does come up where you need a water in the grave if you haven't gotten to Dropsies or Hauk. So I think that you should play one of them. He does come up, like I said. You got the 3 Prank Kids Roxy's. So of course you got Roxy's. What that does is you special summon it off of a mill or normal summon it. Once you link it off, his effect is you banish a card from your hand, draw a card, and then special summon. I choose to play Dropsies. And then Dropsies, once you link him off, you gain 1,000, special summon another Roxy's. These play well, and I will show you that in the combo. I run 2 Nibiru in the main deck. This is nice. I side deck the 3rd Nibiru. Nibiru is nice, especially off the Dragite mill. It's just another rock that you could hit to send your opponent's monsters back. So you could side it out. It's not mandatory, but having the 2 Nibiru in deck is nice. For extenders, I play the Parallel Exceed. Obviously, you know what this does. If you have it in your hand and you link summon, you can special summon this to a position that a link monster points to. And then you get to special summon another one from your deck. And also, they both become level 4, which is huge in this deck. So you definitely want to see that in your open hand. It gets you into your Granite, Abyss Dweller, whatever you want to do from there. For hand trap, I got 3 Ash. That's self-explanatory. You know you got to have Ash. And then for more extenders, I run the 3 Signs, which is a broken card in this deck. So not only do you get to, it's a monster reborn for rocks, but then you get to know what your next card is when you mill. So when you mill, you know what card you're going to hit. Also, let me just say this is not once per turn. I had one hand where I had 3 of them, and I just reborn, Link, reborn, Synchro, reborn, Ixie. Like, it's crazy. It's not once per turn. But I also have a monster reborn. It's just on top. It's just the icing on the cake, right? Forbidden Droplet. I mean, I know this card's expensive, but it's a must play right now. This won me the game against Virtual World because they did not have the trap set. They didn't have trap. Calamities effect. I chained Droplet. Trap wasn't there to pop Calamities, so it resolved, negated it. I beat over the board and won the game. So, if you got them, you know you got a main deck Droplets now. And then 2 Pot of Avarices, that's kind of my flex here. I like Pot of Avarice for the grind game. You have no issues getting monsters to the graveyard. So off this, you can recycle back your Dragite and Raptite. You can recycle back your Prank Kids package to let you keep going. So in the grind games, Pot of Avarice is actually really, really nice, and believe it or not, comes up a lot. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Pot of Avarice. I think it works well in this deck and helps you extend. So onto the extra deck. Salamangate Amirage. Obviously, this is nice. The only thing with this card is you have to have less than 1,000 attack, which is fine, except for Analyzer. Analyzer doesn't work. So in your Roxy's doesn't work. So I'm thinking about packaging in another Link 2, because I think Link 2, I need something when I don't have a tuner, but yeah, it's fine right now. So we got the 1 Meow Meow and the 1 Doodle Doo. These are for the Prank Kids. This lets you link climb, get into Appaloosa, get into access code. So these are very important. And like I said, if you have 2 Roxy's and a Dropsies and Meow Meow and Doodle Doo, Pot of Avarice, recycle them all back and you get to just link climb again, doing the same thing. So that's why I like Pot of Avarice. Halki Fibrax, which is obviously a nice card. You have your IP, which is when you make a big board, you can then link off. 1 Appaloosa, which is so easy to go into. You have so many monsters on board, so once you set your Herald or you have a Guardian on board, then you can link it off into Appaloosa and keep going with the monster negates. You got the Unicorn with the access code. That's just for finishing the game. I do play Herald. I like to make it off Doki Doki and one of my Adamancipator level 2 tuners. This is just the Omni negate. And also the effect where a card sent from the deck to the graveyard are banished instead in your hand comes up a lot against a lot of decks. You got Raptite and Dragite. Raptite obviously lets you mill 5 cards and special summon them. It's not limited. The Adamancipators are limited to, they can't summon the tuners, which are your Adamancipators. However, off Raptite, if you hit one, then you can summon it. So Raptite I'm always going into. And then Dragite's effect. Dragite is really nice because not only can it negate spells and traps as long as you have a water in the graveyard, but it also lets you mill, and every rock you hit, you get to send that card back to the hand. So trap decks, or if you have dragoon, if you have any of those, like get sent back to your hand. Bye bye off of Dragite. And then I do play both. I play Savage and I play the Synchro Dragon. So this is really just depending on my matchup. If I don't have another like if I run Appaloosa, I'm probably putting Savage with Appaloosa. If I have a Herald out, Herald of Arclight, I'm probably getting the Synchro Dragon with it. So it really just depends on your board. You got to position it and know your matchup, and it all depends on what you're facing and what you have on the board. But this allows me to go into some different options. For some level 4s, you got the Granite. It's a must. That lets you add a rock to hand. So that's a huge added in one of your Adamancipators. And remember, your Adamancipators can be summoned off of another Adamancipator, or if you just control a rock. So Granite lets you extend easily. And then you got to have Abyss Dweller. I mean, Abyss Dweller came up nice, actually. It locked my opponent when I was playing Drytron. I played against Drytron as well. It locked him out of all of his grave effects, so that was nice. And then for my side deck, I'm just going to show you, this was just what I played. Of course, it's always dependent on you. I'm just showing you what I played. So Lancia, of course, got to have that. I did play 3 Droll. For some just different things, I played Imperial Order, Red Reboot, and Harpies, just one-ofs. Red Reboot actually came up nice against Salamangreats. They set back row, Red Reboot, and with this deck, you can play Red Reboot because you can finish the game off in 1 turn. So, though that came in clutch, Imperial Order for spells, I had that against Drytron. So when I activate that, because we don't play a lot of spells, so activating Imperial Order against Drytron, crush them, and then Harpies for back row. I play a lot of back row, so I play the Cyclone. I had 2 Lightning Storms. That's just for going second. The third Nibiru, and a Pekro Tops. So that was my side deck, and now I'm going to show you the different combos that I do with this deck, and it's pretty insane. So let's go ahead and watch that. All right, guys, so we're going to get into our first test hand. I'm going to use this test hand as a going first. So this is you setting up your board going first. And if you want to watch past videos of Shane and I testing this deck out, you can watch those on our YouTube. That was before I took it to the locals this past weekend. That was me testing it. So you got those live feeds here. So here we go. We're going to say we're going to go first. I'm going to draw 5. That's just sick. Okay. Seeker, great. Another Seeker. We have a Roxy's, which is nice. A Reborn. And a Researcher. Okay, so this is just going to be insane. All right, let's... So he is easy to special summon. You just need a rock. Roxy's is nice. And then for Seeker, you just need to control another Adamancipator. So honestly, here's how I would do this one. I would probably go ahead and normal summon Roxy's. Activate Researcher's effect, special summoning itself. For that, don't activate his effect yet. And I'm going to go ahead and activate Seeker effect, special summoning itself, because I control an Adamancipator. The reason why I do that... I think I drew one too many cards. I got 6 here. But the reason why I do that is because if you summon Researcher, right? And then you activate effect and you get gammaed or you get ogred, now you can't send him out. So always special summon your other Adamancipators out before activating effects. That's just the way I do that. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to link off Roxy's. Link off Roxy's for Meow Meow. So what's going to happen is Roxy's effect's going to activate. So we'll banish a card. We'll banish the Seeker. We'll draw one, which is another Seeker. Really shuffled this well after the profile, right? And then Roxy's is going to activate, which is going to special summon out Dropsies. Now you're going to link these 2 away. This is how you're going to link climb. And you're going to go into your Doodle-Doo. Dropsy's effect's going to activate. You're going to gain 1,000 life points. And you're going to special summon out Roxy's. So now you got to link to a third one, and you still have to activate Researcher and Seeker's effect. So we're already looking good. Now that I'm thinking about my board, if I was actually in the match, I would probably have activated Researcher or Seeker first before doing the link play, because I want to get a Guardian out. Definitely just made myself acceptable to Nibiru. So thinking about that back, I would probably have activated their effects. But let's go ahead and activate Researcher. So we're going to mill 5. We hit Doki, which is nice. So we're going to go ahead and special summon out Doki. Then we put these back in any order we want. We're not gonna activate Doki's effect yet because we've already got into that, so we're gonna wait on that. Let's go ahead and activate Seeker effect. Mill. We hit Supplier, which is nice. All right, so we'll bring out Supplier. Now Supplier's effect's gonna activate, and Supplier's effect's gonna activate adding Guardian to hand, which is why I would have waited on Doki, because now we can get into our analyzer. Let's go ahead and link 1, 2, 3, and we can link off, that's a wrap tight, so we're gonna go ahead and link off Researcher. That's gonna summon out Appaloosa with 3 negates. Now we activate Doki's effect. We'll discard Guardian. And that'll special summon Analyzer. Now Analyzer's effect's gonna activate, and we're gonna mill 5 more. And it's just gonna be an insane board. Also, with Analyzer and Supplier, that right there, you have your an 8 synchro. With Doki and with Seeker, you can go into Herald. With Supplier and Seeker, you can go into your Raptite. So it really just depends on your board. It all depends on what we hit here. If we hit, might not hit. So we miss. So we whiffed on that one with our Analyzer, but that's okay. So now, let's just go ahead and take Researcher and Supplier. We're gonna mill those into Raptite. Raptite effect's gonna activate. We're gonna mill 5 more. We hit a Guardian, which is nice. We hit a Researcher. So look, we have plenty of options for sure. So looking at this board, this is gonna get us into a Synchro 8. It could be a Savage, it could be the Jet Synchron. If we bring out Researcher, this will get us into the Savage or the Synchro Dragon. And then this could make another level 6. I mean, you really have your options. You could leave this on the board and bring out Guardian, make, really, I mean. So let's go ahead and bring out Guardian. Not mad at that. Because actually, we have a rock in hand, so we can leave Guardian on the board for another negate there. And you could probably just link these 2 away. I mean, you can make an Abyss Dweller with 2 level 4s. That's what I'm saying. This is just so many options. We can go ahead and link those 2 away for IP. So you have a Guardian, a Raptite, IP, and Appaloosa. Follow up, you can set Droplet. I forget, I mean, you got a Monster Reborn too, so you can even bring back Analyzer off your Monster Reborn. Turn these 2 into Abyss Dweller. Or you can go ahead and make your Savage Dragon. And equip Doodle Doo to Savage Dragon. So that's your going first board. A lot of times I'll use this and a level 2 tuner to go into Savage or to go into Synchro Dragon, and then leave out Abyss Dweller. I mean, there's so many different options. So that was a going first hand. Let's see what it looks like going second. All right, guys, so we're gonna go second in this hand. And as you can see in the first one, I mean, it's really up to who you're playing, your matchup that you're up against, what board you could really set up any board that you want with this deck. So it's insane. You could have went a different direction with the deck and you could have milled something different. So I usually like to get Appaloosa and a Savage with a Guardian out, or a IP, Appaloosa, something else. Just so many different things that you can do with this. So this time we're trying to break a board. So let's see what we go ahead and draw here. We're gonna draw 5 or draw 6 on this one. I'm not sure what happened. I talked too much. So we got an Ash, which we probably would have used. We got Seeker. We got a Guardian. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so broken. I mean, absolutely broken. So obviously, you got to look at your matchup. I don't know what you have, but here's how we're gonna break board. So your opponent should control a monster. Easy special summon. Guess what? You control an Adamancipator. Easy special summon. And then I probably wouldn't send out Researcher yet. You could have special summoned Analyzer, normal summon Guardian, special summon Seeker. You got protection already with Guardian, so that's just instant protection. If they have monster effects, you can go ahead and have Guardian on the board. We activate Analyzer's effect. We're gonna mill 5. We hit our Prank Kids, which I'm sure is what we're gonna grab, because we want to link climb for sure. So we'll grab that. And then let's go ahead and link off Roxy's. For Meow Meow, Roxy's effect activates. We can just banish Doki here, draw one card. Yeah, in my locals, I drew a prank kid off of the prank kid so many times. It's actually insane. I'll just be real with you. So Roxy's effect activates, special summon from hand. It's insane how many times I did it, to be honest with you. Dropsy's effect activates, gain 1,000 life points, and special summon Roxy's from hand. So that 1 mil of a Roxy's now got us to link climb here. Then you can go into Unicorn, go into access code, and you have so many pops now. Just this alone is probably game because you got Meow Meow, you have Doodle, you have Unicorn, like game. So there's right here, this right here, access code package, done. But we're not finished. So we're gonna go ahead and activate Seeker effect. Mill 5, we get another Roxy, which is fine. It's another body on board. And what we're looking for is we wanna make a, so this and this right here, or this and this, is now gonna be our Dragite. So this right here you can make into your access code, which is fine. So we're gonna go ahead and synchro those two into a Dragite. And we still have to use our researcher. Let's activate Dragite's effect. So what Dragite does is for every rock that you mill, you get to send a card back to your opponent's hand. So we milled 3 rocks. So that's 3 cards that you just sent back on your opponent's side of the field, which most of the time is going to give you a free board. So now we're just going for the kill here. So let's go ahead and link these 3 away to Unicorn. You're probably not going to have to activate Unicorn's effect because you just sent 3 off of Raptite. Let's go ahead and take these 2. And we're gonna make an access code equipping Unicorn here. So he's at 5,300 with, like I said, 1, 2, 3 pops, which by the way, we still haven't used Researcher, but you have 5,300, 3,000, 1,900, game. Special summon Researcher, mill 5, just because you wanna flex. So you whiffed there, which is fine, because what you could even do, still make your 6 here. Not that you want to get rid of Guardian. Like I said, I'm just flexing at this point. You can see how busted this is. I mean, how far do you want to extend? You could go Doki. You could go Dragite, draw a card. You could bring out another Analyzer. You could bring out another Guardian. So, I mean, do you need anything else? Here's what's crazy too. Banish a card from the graveyard because you have a wind. Doodle Doo is a wind, so you can banish a card from the graveyard. Access code at 5,300 with 3 pops. Guardian for protection. Dragite that just sent back 3 cards from your opponent's side of the field. This deck is broken. It's insane. So I love this a lot. Tell me what you guys think of the profile. And make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as we get close to 1,000. We like to work on different decks. I'm more the rogue guy. Shane's the meta guy. So expect some more deck profiles coming from us in a new series where we're going to teach you how to beat these decks. So in the next video, I'm gonna show you how to beat this, when to ash it, when to droll it, what to play, what to side. So this has been Tyler, House of Cards TCG, signing out.